Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Vancha kalpadrupasya kripa sindhupevacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki jai. Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. Please accept my humble obeisances. This is Anitha Ramya from Sharjah, UAE, welcoming all of you to this Bhakti Sanga Japa conference call. Hare Krishna. So I thank all of you for attending this session. Please forgive me for interrupting your ecstatic chanting. I would like to read the 10 offenses to the holy names which are to be avoided, written by Sri Vyasadeva in the Padma Purana. Number 1, to blaspheme the devotees who have dedicated their lives for propagating the holy name of the Lord. Number 2, to consider the names of demigods like Lord Shiva or Lord Brahma to be equal to or independent of the name of the Lord Vishnu. Number 3, to disobey the orders of the spiritual master. Number 4, to blaspheme the Vedic scriptures or scriptures in pursuance to the Vedic version. Number 5, to consider the glories of chanting Hare Krishna to be an imagination. Number 6, to give some interpretations to the holy name of the Lord. Number 7, to commit sinful activities on the strength of the holy name. Number 8, to consider the chanting of Hare Krishna as one of the auspicious ritualistic activities which are offered in the Vedas as fruitive activities, Karma Kanda. Number 9, to instruct a faithless person about the glories of the holy name. Number 10, to not have complete faith in the chanting of the holy name and to maintain material attachments even after understanding so many instructions on this matter. It is also an offense to be inattentive while chanting. Every devotee who claims to be Vaishnava must guard against his offenses in order to achieve the desired success, that is Krishna Prema. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. I once again welcome all of you to this Bhakti Sanga Japa conference call. And a very happy Balaram Purnima to all of you. And so today we will be moving on to the next session. But before moving to the next session, I would like to know who are all on the call today. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dhanvat Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. This is Arvind Akshar from Chicago, and happy Balaram Purnima to everyone. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Arvind Akshar Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for joining the call. Happy Balaram Purnima. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Anitha Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Radhajyotidevidasi from College Station, Texas. Happy Balaram Purnima to everyone. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Anitha Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call. A very happy Balaram Purnima to you also, and all glories to all your services. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Anitha Mataji. Go ahead, Mata.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Anitha Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga, and all the glories to the assembled devotees. This is Manjri Leela Devidasi from Naperville. Happy Balaram Purnima to everyone. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Manjari Leela Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. A very happy Balaram Purnima to you also, Mataji. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Anitha Mataji, Dandrat Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai, Priti Dasi from Charlotte. Hare Krishna and happy Balaram Purnima to everyone. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Priti Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call. A very happy Balaram Purnima to you also. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Anitha Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai, wishing everyone happy Balaram Purnima and happy Raksha Bandhan too. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Aditi Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call. A very happy Balaram Purnima to you also, and very happy Raksha Bandhan also, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga and all the assembled devotees. This is Yashamati Priya Devidasi from Chicago, and happy Balaram Purnima to each and everyone devotee. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Yashamati Priya Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call, and a very happy Balaram Purnima to you also. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Anitha Mataji, all glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaji. My humble obeisances to you and all the devotees. Happy Balaram Purnima to everyone. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Kumari Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call. A very happy Balaram Purnima to you also. Hare Krishna. And I should thank all the devotees. Each time everyone is saying the wishes for Balaram Purnima, and I'm getting the chance to again wish you, taking out the name of the Lord Balaram. Thank you so much for that also. Hare Krishna. Anyone else who would like to introduce?
Hare Krishna,
Yes.
Anitha Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj. This is Devidasi from Charlotte. Happy Balaram Purnima to you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Shyama Gauri Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call and giving us your association. And all glories to all your services, and a very happy Balaram Purnima to you also, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Anitha Mataji, Dandrat Pranam to you and all Vaishnava. Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gurudev ki jai, Vrinda.
Hare Krishna, Vrinda Gopika Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call. Hare Krishna, a very happy Balaram Purnima to you also, Mataji. So, Hare Krishna, dear devotees, I once again welcome all of you to this Bhakti Sanga Japa conference call. So today we will be having a session which will be given by His Grace Chaitanya Charan Prabhu. But before moving on to the session, I would like to hand over the call to Her Grace Radhajyotidevidasi Mataji to give brief introduction about His Grace Chaitanya Charan Prabhu. Hare Krishna Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for giving your association and joining the call. A very happy Balaram Purnima to you also, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Over to you.
Hare Krishna Mataji, then we pronounce to all of the devotees who are assembled here, and we will. Here is the introduction to His Grace Chaitanya Charan Prabhuji. He is a monk, mentor, and spiritual author. He has been educated in electronics and telecommunication engineering from the Government College of Engineering, Pune. He subsequently served as a software engineer in a prominent multinational software corporation. Seeing the prevalent problems of stress, depression, addiction, and overall misdirections, all due to a lack of spirituality, he felt inspired to dedicate his life to the cause of sharing the spiritual wisdom of Bhagavad Gita. He travels all over the world from Australia to America, giving talks on spiritual subjects in universities such as Princeton and Cambridge, and companies such as Intel and Microsoft. Prabhuji is the author of the world's only Gita daily feature, wherein he writes daily 300 words inspirational reflections on verses from Bhagavad Gita. As of now, he has written over 1700 Gita meditation that are posted on gitadaily.com and are read throughout daily feeds by thousands from all over the world. He also answers questions by seekers on his site, thespiritualscientist.com, where his over 3,500 audio answers and several hundred articles are available. So I'm so eternally grateful to all of you for giving me this opportunity, and happy Balram Purnima to all of you, and may God bless you all. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you so much for giving that brief introduction about Prabhuji, and very grateful to you also, Mataji. Hare Krishna. So I don't see Prabhuji on the call. Till Prabhuji joins, you can move on with the introductions. If anyone wants to introduce themselves, please go ahead. We have few more time till Prabhuji joins. Yes, someone is speaking.
Hare Krishna, Anitha Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. My pranams to all the assembled devotees. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Srila Guru Maharaj. This is Sushmita from Canada. Happy Balaram Purnima Mataji. Thank you. All glories to all your services. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Shushmita Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call. And thank you for all your services on Bhakti Sanga. And a very happy Balaram Purnima to you also, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Anyone else who would like to introduce?
Hare Krishna, Anitha Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and all the assembled devotees. This is Indulekha Karnadevidasi. Wishing everyone a very happy Balaram Purnima. Thank you so much, Mataji, for your wonderful services. Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna, Indulekha Karuna Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call. And thank you so much for all your services on Bhakti Sangha. And a very happy Balaram Purnima to you also, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Anyone else who would like to introduce themselves? We have still a few more minutes till Prabhuji joins. Prabhuji is joining.
Hare Krishna,
Okay,
am I audible?
Oh, yes, Prabhuji is joining. Yes. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu.
I want to join from my tablet also. Can you just make me a co-host there?
Sure, Prabhu.
Recording in progress.
Yes. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. I once again welcome all of you to this Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call. So today's session will be given by His Grace Chaitanya Charan Prabhu, and on the topic of Lord Balarama's many moods. So it's really a very different topic which we have to hear of today from Prabhuji, and Prabhuji always reflects on different point of view from point of perspective from what we expect. So there is always suspense in Prabhuji's class. So thank you so much, Prabhuji, for today giving us your association. A very happy Balaram Purnima to you, Prabhuji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Gurave Namaha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Pashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Prachani Nirvisheshya Shunyavadi Paschatyadeeshatarini Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Grateful to be here with all of you today. It's been quite some time. I was in UK for a month and the time zones didn't work at that time to be here with you. So today, on the occasion of Lord Balaram's appearance day, I'll talk about Balaram in terms of how he relates with Krishna in different situations and how he relates with us. So if we consider Lord Balaram, now he has a relationship with Krishna and then he has a relationship with us. So generally, if you want to know a person, we know them by how they relate with different people. So in his relationship with Krishna, Balaram manifests many different moods. And his relationship with us means the souls, he manifests many different moods. So we'll try to look at these spectrum of moods that he manifests in his various relationships. Generally, when we want to get to know a person, the one way to know a person is by observing them in various settings. Observing them in various settings means in various roles, in various relationships. So by that, what we understand is, okay, some person might be very sweet when we deal with them, but if they're very harsh with someone else, then say, what's going on over here? If the same person is very, very humble and submissive and respectful with their seniors, but then that same person becomes very harsh and dismissive and almost cruel with their juniors, then you think, what is going on over here? But if the person is very sweet and loving and very appealing in various interactions, then that's very special. So basically, we'll see Balaram's interactions now with Krishna, as I said, and then we'll talk also to others. So now Balaramji is the one constant in Krishna's relationship, right from start till the end of his manifested Leela. So it is said that in one sense Balaram appears slightly before. So Balaram appears and then Krishna appears. And Balaram also disappears slightly before and then Krishna disappears slightly afterwards. But for most of their life, both of them are always together. And although there is an age difference and the exact amount of age difference and how exactly Balaram's appearance comes, I won't go into that, that's a whole separate class. But there is, with respect to their mutual relationship, two things are clear. Balaram is older than Krishna. At the same time, Balaram and Krishna, they are almost equal in the sense that they grow together. So they grow together means in terms of age, he's definitely older. But in Namakaran, both of their names are done together. And both of them, they grow in many ways together. So basically, they grow together. In the Gopal Champur described that when they are growing together, they're as babies, they are in the same room. Mother Yashoda comes sometimes, Rohini comes sometimes, and they are in that sense very close to each other. So this forges a very special bond. Now, in his relationship with Krishna, we can talk about his relationship in Vrindavan and then outside Vrindavan. And we look at the moods that are manifested inside Vrindavan and outside Vrindavan in relationship with Krishna, and then we look at in relationship with others also. Now here I'll talk about three main incidents. In Krishna Lila, Krishna basically interacts with broadly three kinds of people. Krishna interacts with the devotees, Krishna interacts with the demons, and Krishna interacts with the Vrajavasis. Now, when he's interacting with all these three, and of course, his primary interaction in Vrindavan is with the Vrajavasis. And the demons sometimes create a disruptive influence, and sometimes the devatas create a disruptive influence. So we could say Krishna's interaction with the Vrajavasis is the primary interaction. And here, Balaramji plays a role in every one of his interactions. So that means among the Vrajavasis, there is the Vatsalya interaction, Sakhya interaction, and of course the Madhurya interaction. So when these interactions are happening, at one level we could say Krishna Balaram, their interaction is primarily at the Sakhya level. So they play together, they go out to the forest together, and Prayana Kale Varavalla Gauga. The Govinda Damodar Stotra, it is described how Krishna goes out into the forest every morning, and how Krishna and Balaram go together. That is described in many of the pastimes. So the primary relationship in Vrindavan is in Sakyaras. And within that Sakyaras, Krishna is this younger, slightly mischievous brother. Now, in the Vatsalya Ras, now we could go into how somebody Balaram himself serves the Vatsalya Ras. But there's another way to understand it is that Balaram plays a role in Krishna's interaction with Vatsalya Ras also. So consider, for example, Yashoda Mai. When Krishna is growing up, initially Krishna is at home. And we will see, if we consider Krishna's pastime in Vrindavan itself. Initially he is in Gokul, and then he goes to the forest called Vrindavan. As we know, Vrindavan refers to one particular forest, and Vrindavan refers to the broader area also. So both of these nomenclatures are there. So in the broader Vrindavan area, there's another place that is Gokul Mahavan. And this is where Krishna initially is. And then after that, they move from Gokul to Vrindavan. So when Krishna is in Gokul, more or less he is at home. And Krishna, for Mother Yashoda, it is as if for every mother, when a small child is growing up, there's a lot of anxiety. We could almost say anxiety is quite a key part of the job description of being a mother. The father also has anxiety, but at the immediate level, the mother has anxiety to take care of the child. So Yashoda, for her, the concern is that say Krishna is here and dangers are here. And it is like sometimes dangers come to Krishna and sometimes Krishna goes to dangers. But it's always some danger or the other is happening. And she's always in anxiety. If you see in Gokul, because Krishna is largely indoors or nearly indoors, he's still a small child. He doesn't really go far away from home. So the demons and dangers come to the home or near the home. Putana comes inside the home. Trinavarth comes outdoors. And the Shaktasur is just outside the door. Then the Damodar Leela happens also in the courtyard only. So basically, these are things which are happening while they are in Gokul Mahavan. And from there, when they move to Vrindavan, then Krishna is also growing up. And the Vrajvasis move primarily because they feel maybe this Gokul is a jinxed place. Something is wrong over here. Generally, when we love and care for someone and that person is getting into trouble, we try to figure out where is this trouble coming from and how do we try to get rid of the troubles. So we try various things. So the Vrajvasis, for them, they're trying various things. One thing they think is, maybe this place itself is the problem, so let's leave here. And they leave here, but Krishna is growing, and Krishna says that I want to now go out. And children may be sweet and innocent, but children are also, you could say, sweetly cunning. Like a small child, as it's growing up, the child knows what to ask for a father to get a yes answer, and then let the father deal with the mother who may give a no answer. And what to ask a mother, so the mother will give a yes answer, and then father may give no answer, but the mother will deal with the father. So the child knows that. So Krishna, when he wants to go out, Mother Yashoda has a lot of anxiety. Krishna, she doesn't want Krishna to go. So Krishna asks Nanda Maharaj, I want to go and play. I want to go and take care of the cows, not play. That's our profession. That's our calling. I want to do it. Nanda Maharaj is happy. That's what, as a father, he wants Krishna to learn their vocation, their profession. He's happy that Krishna himself is coming forward and wanting to learn it. He says, yes. And then Krishna very sweetly says, he goes and hugs Nanda Baba and he says, thank you. And he says, please tell Yashodabai also. And then Nanda Baba understands, what Krishna has done. So he smiles. And then he's talking to Yashodabai and says, absolutely not. Krishna cannot go out. He's too small and there's so much danger around him all the time. And Krishna says, I want to go. And Nanda Baba, he has his own way of persuading. He says that Balaram will go. Balaram is the elder brother. Balaram is responsible. And Krishna, Krishna always listens to Balaram. Krishna respects Balaram. So reluctantly, Mother Yashoda agrees. So basically, her Vatsalya Bhav, her mood of caring and protecting Krishna, she in one sense entrusts a part of it to Balaram. Balaram takes on that mood. And she tells Krishna, he's your elder brother, you should obey him, you should listen to him. And in some commentaries it is said that the example is given as, just as Lakshman always followed Ram, like that, you should follow Balaram. So, those same brothers are there and they are reversed now over here. But for Mother Yashoda, Krishna is her child. And Krishna agrees. Now Krishna and Balaram smile. And when Balaram takes his responsibility seriously, Balaram knows Krishna is his own person. And Krishna may not listen to me. But here, Balaram at least externally takes the role of a protector, the mood of a protector. And sometimes when Krishna wants to do some mischief, Balaram initially says, no, you cannot do this. But when Krishna wants to steal butter, he says, you cannot do these things. And then after that, well, Balaram says you can't do these things. But then he goes and does these things also. And then he gets Balaram also to come along. And when Balaram comes along, at that time, so when Balaram comes along, Balaram also has a lot of fun. And when he has a lot of fun, that's when he also starts going along with that. So, in one sense, Balaram is going to protect Krishna, but Krishna spoils Balaram. But that is their sweet reciprocation. And then, as they're growing, Krishna is slowly, as the Purva Bhav, the Purva Rag, that starts manifesting. So that means that just before they start, just before the gopi starts feeling an attraction to Krishna in the Madhurya Bhav, just before that starts happening, something else is happening over here. That is, so they start feeling that attraction toward Krishna, the initial attraction before the full Madhurya Bhava manifests. And when that happens, at that time, Krishna is there. On one side, the gopis are there. On the other side, Balaram is there. Now, what do you mean by other side, Balaram is there? Let's see, Vrindavan, it's a sweet, intimate village. It's like a small town. Everybody knows everyone else. And it is expected that the residents will marry or someone, they will marry among each other. But still, it is a traditional conservative kind of society. The Bilvamangal Thakur's song, Govinda Damodar Sutra, it starts from a verse which comes in the Bhagavatam in 1039, just before Krishna is departing from the Vrindavan. So, Visrujya Lajjam Rudu Susmaram. So, Govinda Damodar Madhavi. So, Visrujya Lajja means they're giving up Lajja. Now, Lajja can mean shame, but Lajja also means modesty. So, the gopis are generally very modest because they cannot show their love for Krishna publicly very openly. And nor can Krishna show his love for the gopis very publicly. So, but when Krishna is about to depart from Vrindavan, the gopis start thinking that what is the point of our modesty if our very life goes away? Therefore, they cast aside their lajja and they race out. They try to stop Krishna and they beg Krishna to stop, and then they lay down in front of Krishna's chariot, Kru's chariot. And they say, Krishna, if you're going to go, take our life because we can't stay. So that is the first time the gopis publicly express their affection for Krishna. But before that, it is very discreet. So when will Krishna and the gopis interact? It is initially when Krishna goes out to the forest. So at that time, all the gopis, all of Vrindavan comes out to see Krishna. So the elder Gopas and elder gopis, they come out of their homes and they come out onto the streets, and the two sides they are watching. Two sides of the street, they are crowding and watching. The younger gopis go up to the terrace. Now, that is one reason out of modesty, and because they are younger and the crowd is so much, they will not be able to see clearly. So from above, they can see. So when Krishna goes out, it's a festival. And Krishna comes back, also it's a festival. So all the gopis, when they, so if we consider this as Vrindavan, and then there's a way out and a way in. The Nanda Maharaj's house is right in the middle. So what happens is, on both sides of the road, as they come inside, the gopis are here. On both sides. And even if it is not their home, the gopis come from their particular homes to the homes of whoever are staying over there, and from there they behold Krishna. Now when Krishna knows the gopis are there, Krishna also wants to look at the gopis. But then Krishna is here and Balaram is here with him. So Krishna feels shy in the presence of Balaram. So Krishna starts acting as if he's very tired, starts walking very slowly. Balaram says, come on Krishna, let's go home quickly. We go home very quickly. Our mothers will have cooked some nice food, we'll have a bath, we'll freshen ourselves, we'll eat food. Come, let's go. Krishna says, I'm tired. You please go ahead. And I'll come slowly. Sure, come, just short distance, no, you go ahead. And then Balaram goes ahead. And then Krishna feels liberated. And then he glances at the gopis. Sometimes it's a straight glance, most of the time it's a side glance. That's why the Gopi Gita say, Prema Vikshanam. Vikshanam, that word, because that side glance. So basically, here it's almost as if in Krishna Leela, especially in the Madhurya Bhav, Balaram has almost a role which is like an opponent or an obstacle. So Everything he does is for Krishna. But sometimes he acts as a friend, and sometimes just to increase the flavor of the pastime, he acts as an opponent. So generally, in any story, say if you're watching a movie, if in a movie there is no suspense, no opposition, no villain, then the movie becomes very boring. Say the hero meets the heroine, and they keep meeting and they keep falling in love, and they dance and sing, and then they get married and they live happily ever after. This is a straight story, it will become boring. There has to be some villain. If not a person who has an evil eye on the heroine, then maybe there's a family which opposes, or maybe there are circumstances and some misunderstandings occur. Something has to happen. If there is no tension, then there is no attention. It becomes boring. So even Krishna, the same principle comes up. Just to enhance the excitement of the pastime, there is opposition that is created. And sometimes Balaram takes that opposing role. Now, of course, Balaram doesn't always take that opposing role. We'll see later on how Balaram takes a very, very sweet role of a friend who, rather than being like a barrier or a window, or he become like a wall, he becomes a bridge for the Madhurya's pastimes. So, but this is another flavor. And then Balaramji kills some of his demons. So we'll talk about he's a friend sometimes. He is also an opponent sometimes. Now, an opponent, it's like the Virya Rasa. So in the Virya Rasa pastime, what happens is Balaramji acts as if he is there for Krishna, but he is opposing Krishna in some ways. And when he's acting in this way, there are many times we will see later on he acts in different moods and different roles. So now, if we move forward and Krishna and Balaram leave Vrindavan. So in Vrindavan, sometimes he's been a friend, sometimes he's an opponent. And he is interceding, he's having a role, not just in Sakyaras relationship, but also in the Vatsalya and in the Madhurya also. And from there, when they go to out of Vrindavan, see, in one sense, in Krishna Leela, there is always some disruption. But those disruptions are almost always playful. Whether they come from the demons, majority, or they come from the devatas, which may happen to the Indra or Brahma. In both these cases, the whole mood of Vrindavan is very playful. Bala Kridanakam Iva Bala Kridanakam. That means it's like Krishna is a child and they are playing together. But then, when he goes out of Vrindavan, things become much more serious. So they go first to Mathura, and then later they go to Dwarka. So it becomes much more serious, means Krishna and Balaram, they have to become very responsible. Even Krishna goes and first kills Kamsa, it is still, they're just wrestling and they're having fun. And Krishna beats Balaram, beats Kamsa to death. Even then, while Kamsa is considered a dangerous demon, Krishna actually kills him quite effortlessly. Just beats him to death and then drags his body along. He's demonstrating to all the Mathuravasis who have been terrorized by Kamsa that not only have I defeated him, but he's no match to me. I've effortlessly defeated him. This increases the faith of the Mathuravasis that you have nothing to fear. But while Krishna, in one sense, Krishna is removing pain for the Mathuravasis. But what is happening for him? is that, in another sense, he is receiving pain. Not necessarily intentionally, but from those same Mathuravasis. Now here, like I said, in every place, there is some antagonist that is there. Somebody who seems to be playing an opposite role. Just a minute, slipping off. So somebody has to play an opposing role. So in this case, it is the Mathuravasis who are said to play the opposing role. So they are very concerned that Krishna should not leave Vrindavan and leave Mathura and go back to Vrindavan. And that's why they don't let Krishna even talk about Vrindavan. Whenever he starts talking, they become very disapproving. And thus, Krishna, while he's God, he's playing the role of a child. And he's suddenly displaced from the place where he grew up, surrounded by everyone who loved him. And that was his world. And suddenly, not only is he taken out of that world, but he is not even allowed to talk about that world. And he's not even taken out. There's nobody practically from that world. If a child has moves from place to place constantly, maybe even if the child has parents and has loving parents, but because of the parents' jobs, the child has to move constantly, and the child has to go to new school and then make new friends. It's not easy. Even if the child has a constant of the parents' love, but still making new friends is not easy. But for Krishna, there are no common parents over here. Everyone was there in the past life is gone. And now at least when the child goes to a new place, maybe somebody asks him, okay, where are you from? What were you doing over there? Who are your friends? What was your life like that? But here, the child is told, you cannot talk about anyone at all. It is a very difficult situation. I met one devotee recently in one place, I cannot tell specifics, but that devotee was in a different country, and that country had some activities which were like, there's some terrorist activities going on over there. So this devotee gave some witness against those terrorist activities. And then that devotee and his family, they had to be moved completely. Like they were put in the witness protection program and they were given a new identity. And the kids were told, you cannot even talk about your previous life. The parents were telling me, it's very difficult for our kids especially. So it's quite a dramatic life they had. But when they were telling me about it, I was thinking about Krishna. Moving from Vrindavan to Mathura, he cannot talk about anything with anyone except Balaram. Now, of course, Rohini comes, so they call Rohini. But then, when Rohini tries to talk about Vrindavan, the Mathuravasis start saying, why are you glorifying Vrindavan? From whose side are you? You're supposed to be on our side, not their side. Have they fed you so many sweets that you have lost your good sense? And Rohini says, I cannot do much over here. So at that time, only Krishna and Balaram are together. And Krishna can pour his heart only to Balaram. Now, the Mathuravasis don't have fear that Balaram may go away to Vrindavan. Because right from the beginning, it is known that Balaram is the son of Vasudeva and Rohini. So with respect to Krishna, it seems as if there's always an ambiguity among the minds of the Rajvasis. They never really accept that Krishna is the son of Vasudeva and Devi. They say Krishna is Yashoda and Nanda's son. So then Krishna and Balaram go to the Gurukul. And for them, the changes are happening so fast. They've come from this place to that place, Mathura, down to Mathura, and in Mathura, they're not there for a very long time. There's a lot of political turbulence. And then they're sent to the Gurukul. And now Gurukul means lots of years they have to be. But in Mathura, there is so much danger that they have to be back to Mathura. Therefore, because they cannot be away from Mathura for very long, Vasudeva requests and Sandipani Muni complies that they have like an expedited program, like you have a crash course, accelerated learning program. So they learn everything very fast. But during that time, when they are in the Gurukul, they are together. And Gopal Champu describes how, because now they are in a forested area out of an urban place, This forested area is reminding Krishna of Vrindavan. It's not Vrindavan, but it looks like Vrindavan. And he remembers fervently. All day they would study and learn and serve the Guru, but into the evening and night, Krishna and Balaram would sit close to each other. And as Krishna would pour his heart and speak about Vrindavan, Balaram would hug him and try to console him. And he said, Balaram's body would become wet with Krishna's tears. And similarly, Balaram would start crying at times. So Balaram became the closest of friends. So this is how their friendship is so resilient. Sometimes we may be a friend with a person in a particular place. We may be a friend when we are in school. We may go to the same college later on. We may later on be in the same company. But sometimes we may close to each other. Sometimes we may go away from each other. It depends. This is what happens to them. But Krishna and Balaram, they're very close to each other. And so while this friendship is becoming closer and closer, so the mood of friendship is, while earlier in Vrindavan, it is more of just enjoying each other's company. That's in Vrindavan. But outside, it is more of not so much enjoyment as comforting. They are having the difficulty of being outside Vrindavan, and their Balaram comforts Krishna. So this comforting is also, to some extent, a manifestation of our Vatsalya Bhava. And then, although they grow up together, although they have lived together, but still they are individuals in their own right. Like sometimes there may be two twins, they may be twin brothers, twin sisters, whatever it is. Of course, if it's a different gender, then there are always some differences. But even if they're the same gender, as they grow up, some differences come up. And there are distinctive differences in their personalities also. So Krishna and Balaram, as they grow up, especially in the way they look at the world, the way they approach things in the world, especially in the way they handle their political responsibilities. They have differences, and that's where Balaram sometimes plays the opposing role. Now, when I'm using the word political responsibilities, the word politics has two different connotations. One is a neutral, functional connotation. The other is a negative connotation. Politics means simply the art or the area of state administration. So anywhere the administration is required, the system that is used. So the political system of governance can be democracy, it can be autocracy, it can be divine monarchy. So that it has now negative connotation. It's a functional thing. The negative connotation is people do politics. That means they manipulate, they backbite, they badmouth somebody. So that part is negative. But here, when they have their political responsibilities, they are both heads of state, and they are leaders in the Kshatriya community, and certainly they are leaders in the Yadu Vamsha. So they have responsibilities. So now, before we move into the adversarial role, the opponent role, but let's focus on something more over here. That when Krishna leaves Vrindavan, he has told the Brajavasis that I will come back soon, especially the gopis. He assures that I'll come back soon. In a few days, I'll come back. And when Krishna is making this promise, actually, he has full guarantee. He has full intention of keeping the promise, actually. But then things go beyond his control. The Yadus say, you are our son. Krishna is not ready to listen to that also. But when they say, we are in great danger. We are in danger from the allies, the friends of Kamsa who will try to come to take revenge. And we are in danger from the enemies of Kamsa, whom Kamsa has plundered earlier. And now they may want to get back to us. They may think we were all with him and they will get back to us. Either way, there is danger. We must be here to protect us. So with a heavy heart, Krishna has to stay. And Krishna is concerned about the Vrajavasis, especially about the gopis. So while Krishna is in Mathura, there he sends Uddhava as a messenger And with Uddhava, he gives elaborate message, but essentially the message is, I'll come back soon. But then Krishna feels that I cannot go back till I have killed the demons. Because if there is even one demon remaining, then that demon, if the demon comes to know, the Brajvasis are so close to me, then to get back at me, the demon will attack the Brajvasis. So, see, demons don't have ethics. So they, normally if there's a war between two sides, it's generally the warrior should be fighting with each other. The warrior should not involve civilians. The warrior should not involve the families of the warriors. But that's not how demons fight. When Ravan wanted to get back at Ram, he didn't want to face Ram, he abducted Sita. So Krishna was concerned that the demons would get back at him by attacking the Brajvasis. And that's why Krishna wanted to act as if, oh, Vrindavan was just some place I stayed in when my parents were in trouble. But now that I left that place, I have nothing to do with it. Those people have forgotten me and I have forgotten them. He wanted to portray like that to the world so that they would not they would not want to attack Vrindavan to get back at Krishna. So now Krishna from Mathura moves to Dwarka. Now, at one level, it is to protect the Mathuravasis from the attacks. At another level, it is also to protect the Brajvasis, because whenever attackers come, they come to Mathura from various roads. Many times they come via Vrindavan, by the side of Vrindavan. And when they come by the side of Vrindavan, they may plunder Vrindavan. They may attack the Brajvasis. So the Brajvasis have to go and hide in the caves of Govardhan, taking all their cows and all their major possessions. So Krishna doesn't want them to be inconvenienced. So Krishna moves far away to Dwarka. But then Krishna is still concerned. The Brajvasis will be anticipating, when will I come back? So then Krishna tells Uddhava, can you go again? Uddhava says, last time only I had difficulty persuading them that you are going to come back. Now, if I go with the same message, then I won't be accepted. They won't believe me. I'll have no credibility over it. You have to go, Krishna. Krishna says, I cannot go. Then Krishna requests Balaram. Balaram is eager still to see the Vrajavasis, so he will be ready agrees. And when Balaram goes, that is the time when Balaram becomes the messenger of Krishna's heart for the Vrajavasis. There is no person who understands Krishna's love for the Vrajavasis as much as Balaram does. And then when Balaram goes, it is both Balaram as messenger he has both authority and authenticity. Authenticity because he knows Krishna's heart. He has been close to Krishna and he knows how much Krishna loves the Vrajavasis. Authority because he's Krishna's Dauji. He's the elder brother. So normally when we send a messenger, we might nowadays we just send an email. In the past we would send a post, we send postman. People might send birds, pigeons with messages. But normally the messenger is not considered a very important person. But if we are sending a message itself, say if there's a wedding in our family and we want to invite someone for a wedding, then we might just send a WhatsApp invitation. We might go and give personally the invitation. Or say if the senior most member of the house, say the patriarch or the matriarch of the family, the eldest male or female of the family, they go and give an invitation. And the weight of that is much, much more. He himself or she herself came to invite me. I have to go. So like that, what happens is Krishna's elder brother coming with a message that has a special weight. So Krishna and Balaram, their close bond is manifested when Balaram agrees to carry the message. And now, what is the message that he will give? He assures the Vrajavasis about Krishna's love for them. and he expresses his own love for them. And then there is, it described that Balaram also performs Ras Leela. So this is from the Gaudiya Vaishnava perspective. What is Balaram doing? Balaram is consoling the gopis by giving them an experience that they have never had. And that is, he gives them the experience. They have had the experience of Gopi Bhav, but he gives them the experience of the Manjari Bhav. What do we mean by the Manjari Bhav over here? This is oversimplification, but the broad principle is right. These are very esoteric subjects. Generally, the Manjaris, they are younger gopis, so they assist the gopis. But when Krishna and gopis, Krishna and Radharani are performing Leela, maybe Ras Leela, whatever they're performing. So at that time, these Manjaris, they observe. And the Manjaris are somewhat pre-puberty. So that particular flavor of Madhurya Bhav is not awakened in them. So the Manjaris love Radharani and the Manjaris love Krishna also. So what happens is, if we are watching a movie, then we get immersed in the movie to the extent we can relate with and identify with the characters. So if we can identify with the hero, if we can identify with the heroine, if we can identify with the hero's friend or the heroine's friend, okay, how is this person thinking? What is this person going to do? What are the challenges this person is having? But the more we can identify, the more we get immersed in the movie. Now, if the villain is just cartoonishly cruel, then we don't identify at all with the villain. We just want the villain to be beaten up and destroyed. But the villain also has a backstory. The villain is a good person who's become bad. Then we can to some extent identify with the villain also. And it becomes even more interesting. So the point is that the more we can identify with characters in a movie, the more we can enjoy the movie, the more we can get immersed in the movie. So the Manjaris, when they are seeing the Radha Krishna pastimes, then they can identify with Krishna because they love Krishna. They can identify with Radharani because they love Radharani also. And because the Madhurya Bhav is not yet awakened, so once that is awakened, then they will identify more with Radharani, because then they have that particular phase of their life has begun. But till before that, they can identify with either. So they get the maximum absorption. So for the gopis, for Krishna's gopis, when Balaram is performing Ras Leela with Balaram's gopis, then what happens is Krishna's gopis, they are in one sense playing the role of the Manjaris. So they love Balaram's gopis, they love Balaram also. And it's not in the Madhurya Bhav exactly, but they are able to, there is this natural affection over there. Their Madhurya relationship is with Krishna, but they are able to immerse themselves both ways. And they feel relieved. By seeing how Balaram is loving his gopis, they remember Krishna and how Krishna loves them. And the principle of love, as well as the memories of specific relationship of love, both are awakened in their hearts. So Balaram does for Krishna what no one else can do, what Uddhava could never have done. And thus, after enriching and comforting the hearts of the gopis, for staying 2 months in Vrindavan, Balaram passes. So this is his role as a friend. One of the greatest services that he does. And now I said he acts as a friend and sometimes he acts as an opponent also. And he acts as an opponent, especially in his relationship with Duryodhana. So now the relationship of Balaram with Duryodhana is one of the big mysteries in the post-Vrindavan aspect of Krishna Leela. So during their various interactions, see, at one level, relationships are mysterious. See, when we meet different people, with some people we just get along. Like some people we meet and we spend a lot of time and they're polite, they're cordial, we may do services together, but we never feel very, very close to each other. And some people we just meet once and just there's a natural attraction. So that way, there is Krishna's natural attraction happens with Arjuna. And Balaram's natural attraction happens with Duryodhana. Now, at one level, we know Arjuna is virtuous, Duryodhana is vicious. So why would Balaram form a bond with Duryodhana? Actually speaking, there are multiple levels of understanding this. But one key level is, as I said, that he acts as an opponent to Krishna. And the Virya Ras manifests over there. So in the Virya Ras, he plays a special role. So he opposes Krishna, and by that opposition to Krishna, he creates excitement in Krishna's pastimes. And by that opposition to Krishna, he also gives Krishna an opportunity to show his love for Arjuna, to show his love for the Pandavas, to show his eagerness to defend the Pandavas. Thus, when Balaram, it's twice. Balaram at one time, he wants to attack Arjuna. At another time, he wants to attack Bhima. So in both these cases, it is Krishna who stops it. So Balaram wanting to attack Arjuna, that is at the time of Subhadra's wedding and before that her abduction. So we really cannot call it the abduction, although that word can be used, kidnapping or abduction. Because generally the word kidnapping or abduction is against the will of the person. So in this case, it's secretly. Actually, the more appropriate thing is that Arjuna and Subhadra, they together run away. And that's what Krishna explains. Balaram says he has disgraced our family. He has insulted our family and he has forcibly taken Subhadra away. Krishna says, no, did you see the chariot? Arjuna was fighting to defend, to protect himself, and Subhadra was taking the chariot. He was driving the chariot. So Balaram reluctantly agrees. Okay, let things be. And then in the final, toward the end of the Kurukshetra war, when Balaram feels that Bhima has defeated Duryodhana by unfair means, Balaram comes with his mace to attack Bhima. And Bhima just shrinks back. Bhima knows that I am no match to Balaram. Although he's the greatest base fighter, he knows I am no match to Balaram. And he doesn't even want to fight Balaram. So at that time, Krishna comes in between. So Balaram's opposition gives Krishna an opportunity to demonstrate his love for his devotees. So that is the Virya Ras of Balaram. And now, of course, I said I'll discuss one last point, then we will stop. That I talked about Krishna, the complexity of Krishna's relationship with Balaramji. But then what about Balaram's relationship with Krishna? What about Balaram's relationship with the souls? So that is where there is the role of Balaram as the Guru. So now it is said about the Vaishnavas that they are Kusuma the Pikopalam and Vajra the Pikotoram. Sometimes they are softer than a lotus and sometimes they are harder than a thunderbolt. So Balaram is super soft with Duryodhana. And Balaram is super hard with Romaharshan. Duryodhana does so many serious wrong things. Balaram is very sweet and kind to him. And Romaharshan does a small wrong thing and Balaram becomes very, very angry with him. So what is going on over here? This is Balaramji is to some extent manifesting the Avdhuta Bhav. Avdhut is one who is beyond the rules and regulations. He just acts in his own transcendental way. So Nityananda Prabhu was something similar. Nityananda Prabhu would beg those who were unqualified, Jagai and Madhai. Nityananda Prabhu actually went and asked them. So if you see Nityananda Prabhu, he begged for the favor of Jagai and Madai. He was very, very soft with them. And that Nityananda Prabhu was hard with Shivananda Sen. A small mistake on his part, there's a delay in getting food, delay in arranging the logistics during their travel from Bengal to Puri. And Nityananda got so angry. He said, he kicked Shivananda and he gave him some strong negative words he spoke, and he said, he almost cursed him. So this is the point over here is that Balaramji is demonstrating in his mood that we cannot really reduce the Guru's behavior to any small simplistic framework. Yes, we do try to understand as much as we can. Prabhupada, he loved all his disciples. At the same time, he chose to spend more time with some disciples, and whoever approached him, he tried to respond to them, but it was just, after some time, this became impossible. So Prabhupada reciprocated. But in his reciprocation was not always proportional. That he was reciprocal. Reciprocal means I do something for you and you reciprocate. You do something for me and I reciprocate. But reciprocal, but not exactly proportional. So proportional means I had done this much for you, therefore you do this much for me. Somebody has done this much, then they will get this much reward. It's not like that. Krishna is not, neither the Krishna nor Guru are a product of mathematics. They are not controlled by mathematics. So now why he dealt with Maharshan in a particular way and Balaram in a particular way, that is a whole different subject. But the point I'm making over here is the reciprocity is not mathematical. So Maharshan did make a mistake. And Duryodhan, he had his vices. But still, the Balaramji was actually merciful. So, but I'll conclude with one last point over here. That especially with respect to Balaram's relationship with Duryodhan. Although Balaram was there to support Duryodhan till the end, but the point was that there is the soul, there is the Guru, and there is Krishna. So basically, the Guru is meant to link the soul with Krishna. But if the soul, so this is the ideal situation. This is what is recommended. But if the soul wants to link only with Guru, but not with Krishna, there is no link. In fact, there is the opposite of a link. Then, although the Guru is merciful, and the Guru can be immensely merciful, it is not going to work. We don't want, see this, if a person only links with the Guru and no link with Krishna at all, then at best, it becomes a personality cult. There might be a lot of Guru Bhakti, but it just becomes centered on the Guru. And if the Guru is a good person, then it will be a personality cult. Otherwise, it can be like a destructive cult. At worst, it can just become fanaticism. Even destructive fanaticism. This particular Guru is the only way, and anybody who doesn't accept that, that person is evil, that person is going to go, that person is not only going to go to hell, I will make it my responsibility to send that person to hell. So Duryodhan was affectionate to Duryodhan, and Balaramji had a close relationship. That is Balaramji's causeless compassion. So, but the point is, even if the Guru is causelessly compassionate, if the disciple does not reciprocate by changing his heart, by actively connecting with Krishna, the disciple keeps going against Krishna. And sometimes the Guru may just decide to give a very, very long rope to a disciple. But no matter how long the rope might be, ultimately it's not going to work. Ultimately it's not going to work. So that is demonstrated. The causeless mercy might be there, but even the causeless mercy cannot deliver if it is one-sided. One-sided means disciple or the soul is connecting only with Guru and not with Krishna. So that is the tragedy of Duryodhan, that he got so much affection from Balaramji, but he never benefited from it. So I'll summarize and then I'll conclude with the prayer to Balaram. So we are talking about the many moods of Balaram today. So I talked about broadly 3 things: Balaram as friend, Balaram as the opponent with respect to Krishna, both of them with respect to Krishna, and third was Balaram as Guru, especially in his relationship with Duryodhan. So as friend, we discussed how in Sakhya Ras he is naturally a friend. He sometimes takes as a Vatsalya Bhav. His opponent as a Madhurya Bhav is especially when he goes as a messenger of Krishna's Lord Radhajyotidevidasis. Now, Vatsalya Bhav was when he takes the responsibility of being a elder brother and protector for Krishna. Now, as the opponent, in the Madhurya Bhav, the lajja, the modesty of the gopis that prevents them from expressing their love, and even for Krishna for expressing their love when Balaramji is present. And then opponent is in the Virya Rasa or the Virya Bhav, when he takes the side of Duryodhan. So he allows when there is tension, then there is attention. It increases the Balaram's opposition, increases the excitement of Krishna's pastime. And Balaramji's affection for Duryodhan is an instance of causeless mercy. But even that causeless mercy will be less if there is no proper development from the disciple. If the disciple, if there's only relationship, only Guru and no Krishna, then even the Guru can't deliver such a disciple. That disciple is such a Duryodhan, and he was ultimately doomed. So on Lord Balaram's appearance day, we can pray for Balaramji. You demonstrate the very rich life of loving relationships in Krishna's personal abode. You are the Guru who help us by opening the doors to that world of love. Please help us appreciate that love and aspire for that love and advance toward that love by your mercy. Thank you very much. Balaram Ji ki
Jai. Thank you, Prabhu. And was Pranam. Jai Shri Prabhupada. Thank you, Prabhu, first of all, for your time and for your association and coming on the call, Prabhu. Very much appreciated, Prabhu. And beautiful class, Prabhuji. So many points. Actually, a few points, always were boggling the mind, and you cleared those. I'll come on to those, but I was kind of laughing when you said crash courses were there. So I said, not only today, but at that time, the crash courses started. And of course, we are in Parampara, so difficult not to have those. And then the difference in approach, you spoke beautifully, Prabhu, very beautiful. And the point I really loved, Prabhu, is people still think why Krishna left Radharani. And but if we see Treta Yuga, as you explained, Ravana at a certain point, was supposed to be a Kshatriya and fight, but he abducted Sita Mata. So same Krishna was very much afraid that he will do the same with Vrajvasis and Radharani and gopis. So that is such a beautiful point, Prabhu. Such a my heart was like, wow, this is so beautiful, because you often come into people who just want some kind of masala, and they just ask this thing. So but if you don't read shastras, certainly this is a very beautiful point, Prabhu. And then point of messenger, and Prabhu, how beautifully you explained Manjari Bhav, the absorption. That is just something else. Like you put such a deep subject into so easy connection with all of us that we see the movie and we sometimes relate. And how Manjaris do this is just unbelievable, Prabhu. Just beautiful, beautiful, Prabhuji. And then again, the point of Balaramji, that he wanted to be in Veera Rasa, and then so that the Krishna can show his love to. Unbelievable, Prabhu. Beautiful, beautiful class, Prabhu. So many points that can be, used, of course, in preaching for Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. This is just unbelievable, Prabhu. I would encourage all the devotees to see and share this class, because there's so many questions being answered. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you. Dear devotees, if anybody has any questions or comments or realizations, please raise your hand or unmute yourself. I think I spoke enough, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare
Very
Krishna.
Ishwar Prabhu, Hare Krishna, Dhanava Pranam. Jai Shri Prabhupada.
Yes, I have a doubt, Prabhu. My doubt is that Balram is an expansion of Krishna.
So thank you very much.
Yes, Prabhu. There are potencies of Krishna called Samvit, Sandini and Hladini Shaktis. When it is appearing in the Chit level, the spiritual world has been revealed by Balram. But when this Samvit, Sandini and Hladini acting on Jiva, the material consciousness is being elevated, and that too being done by Balram only. The same way we can see how it's acting upon Prabhu. The Jiva will be remaining only Tatashta every time, or it can access spiritual world. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
So is this a comment or a question?
It's a question, Prabhu. The Jiva will remain in marginal only, or because I read Bhakti Vinod Thakur's one song.
Okay, I've got the question. See, now there are two different things over here. There is the tattva and there is the rasa or the bhava. Now, in terms of tattva, the jiva is always going to be marginal energy. That is just the nature of the jiva. But in terms of the disposition, so we have the position and we have the disposition. So in terms of position, the jiva is the marginal potency. That's what the jiva will always remain. But in terms of disposition, yadgatva nanivartante taddhama paramam. That once we have experienced the taste of love for Krishna, especially after we have experienced the deceptive tastes of this world, then there will be no inclination to turn toward these states. Okay. So Prabhupada writes in the 271 purport, 270 Nakama Kami. He says that the desires might come, but there is no inclination to fulfill the desires. So, so similarly, the free will always be there. Krishna never takes away the free will. And the free will to turn toward Krishna, turn away from Krishna, that is a characteristic of the marginal potency. But the inclination, the tendency to turn away from that, turn away from Krishna will no longer be there. So,
Yes,
thank you
Prabhu.
very much.
Prabhu. Yes, thank you, Prabhu. Then Balram is comprising this Guru Tattva. Then if we surrender fully to Balramji, the Guru which connects to Krishna, you have told that ideal Guru connects the soul to Krishna. So that means if we utilize our free will by only following the instructions of the Guru, then we will reach spiritual world, Prabhu. We should not use our free will as per our own wishes. We should surrender our free will completely to Guru. It's like
that
that.
was not my point. My point is that our bond with the Guru should increase our attraction to Krishna. Our bond should not just stay to the Guru and not go toward Krishna. That should not be happening. So now we will always have our free will. And Krishna has not given us free will so that we give it up. Krishna has given us free will so that we use it properly. So the Guru is not meant to take away, surrender to the Guru is not meant to take away our individuality. In the spiritual world, the gopis, it's not that every day Krishna sends a menu today. This is what you should cook for me. The gopis know what Krishna likes. The gopis know what they can cook, and they cook for Krishna's pleasure using their individuality. So sometimes Krishna made a specific, this is what I want to today, but Krishna doesn't control the gopis. So we have to, it's very, very clear, we have to use our free will. Prabhupada told Rochan Prabhu, find out what you like to do and do it for Krishna. Prabhupada wanted us to be independently thoughtful. So not independent, but independently thoughtful. That means actually the Guru is not going to be there all the time. And over-dependence, even on the Guru, in a practical sense, is going to be very problematic. What we need to learn from the Guru is that the inspiration to serve Krishna, that my free will is for serving Krishna. Now, how exactly to serve Krishna? So that is something which we have to use our buddhi, we have to use our inspiration. And then we have to find out how we have to look at our own interests. Krishna has given us particular gifts, and we have to see what gifts we have, and we have to use them in Krishna's service. So it's not that we have to give up our free will. Rather, so there are two different things. In one sense, what we do and for whom we do. So free will should be that we use it for serving Krishna. But exactly how we serve Krishna, that the Guru is not going to control that. Prabhupada's Guru told him that go to the West and preach. And Prabhupada did that. In the 1970s, Prabhupada told his disciples, my spiritual master told me to preach. In the West, I have done that. Now my desire is to preach in India. You help me just as I help my spiritual master. So now was Prabhupada's desire independent of his, defiant of his spiritual master? No. Prabhupada saw that if there is to be a global mission across the world, then it is important that there be a foundation in India. Prabhupada used his buddhi, Prabhupada used his inspiration, Prabhupada used his interests. So we all need to do that. We cannot keep our spiritual life on hold till the Guru gives us some instruction, till the Guru directs our free will. No, we have to decide. It's not that, okay, which book should I read tomorrow? No, we can't ask the Guru all these things. So free will, we want to avoid the misuse of the free will. But using the free will properly is not just like one narrow path. It is one broad direction. We want to go toward Krishna. How exactly to go toward Krishna? That, as I said, depends on our interests, our inspiration, and our intelligence. That is the meaning of being independently thoughtful.
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Thank you.
Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you. Thank you, Ishwar Prabhu, for asking the question. Thank you, Prabhuji. Very beautiful answer. Thank you. Dear devotees, let us pay our humble obeisances to all the assembled Vaishnavas and the Prabhuji. Vancha kalaptaru vaishya cha kripa sindhu bheva cha
Shaktidanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha.
Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki
Jai.
Srila Prabhupada ji ki
Jai.
Bhagavatam ki jai. Ram Purnima ki jai.
Jai.
Grace Chaitanya Charan Prabhu ji ki jai.
Jai.
Thank you for
Hare Krishna.
the call.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Prabhuji.
Lalita Mataji.
Hare Krishna, dear
Happy
devotees.
Balaram
Thank you so
Purnima
much
to you.
Thank you,
for
Pidambar
joining the call.
Gaur.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Happy Balaram Purnima to all.
Hare Krishna.
Gauranga, Gauranga,
Nityananda.
Gauranga, Nityananda.
Nityananda. Hare Krishna. Thank you, dear devotees, for joining the call. Let's end the call here. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare